Alright, here's a thought-provoking question for you. Is it better to be amazingly good at one skill, or is it, better to have expertise in, say, different skills? Now, obviously, you can't be an expert in everything, but is it good to be, like they say, a jack of many trades? I'll give you two situations and you decide which one is better, okay? And then I'll give my conclusion in the end. And feel free to comment below and tell me which one you think is right or wrong or whatever. Okay. Now let's say, this famous Bruce Lee quote that says, instead of practicing 10,000 kicks, I'll just practice one kick 10,000 times and I'll be a master at that. Okay. Now, see, when Bruce Lee says it, sometimes there is that enigmatic, mythical Eastern philosophy. Oh, if you are like water and you're in a cup, you become the cup, and when you're this, you become the this. It sounds all nice, but the question is the practicality of what is being stated, and does it apply to you? For example, Bruce Lee says he practices a kick 10,000 times. Bruce Lee would not survive in today's MMA scene, because they don't just practice only kicks. They practice jiu-jitsu, they practice wrestling, they practice boxing, they practice Greco-Roman style of wrestling. There's so many disciplines, judo. So imagine Bruce Lee practicing karate 10,000 times. He can't be the best at everything, right? And the fact of the matter is, there's nobody who is the best at everything. There are people who will be 100% good at A, maybe 60 at B, then dwindles down to 40 or 20, and then everything is 10, 5 and whatever the little bits. So now the question is, so do you stay as a master of one, or do you try your hand at many? In fact, this is a common problem that people have when applying for a job. Some people, what they do is on their resume, they put, oh, I'm #1 at marketing, sales, I'm good at marketing, sales, logistics, admin, management, this, that. They literally tell you the entire, various departments of organization. And they are good from accounts to design to marketing, sales, management. You begin to think that, sheesh man, this guy is better than Elon Musk here. And then on the other side, you have people who will only specialize their CV and say, I'm good at, let's say, civil engineering. Example I'm giving. And they only specialize on that. So which one is good? See, here you need to consider one thing. If you're talking of the job market and somebody is asking you, let's say somebody has explicitly put, I'm looking for a civil engineer with these specific skills, then whatever extra you put, I also know internet marketing, I know computers, I know networks, I know public speaking. He may not want all those extra skills. And he'll be like, yeah, that is all good, but you're not going to use it here. If a company is searching for a civil engineer and you put, I was the #1 salesman in my company, they'll be like, I don't care your #1 sales. The job is not of sales. The job is civil engineer. So there, specialization, specificity, and being specifically good at one task, the 10,000 kicks or the 10,000 practice one kick applies. And yes, what the person asks is what you're giving them. But now let's take another example. Let's say a company is looking for a person to manage the office. Now obviously when you're talking about manage the office, you need to have customer service, you need to be good at dealing with the people who come in, people who are going out, you need to deal with the vendors, you need to deal with drivers, a courier. You need to have a little bit of accounts knowledge, because people ask you petty cash. You need to note it down. You need to answer emails. There were communication skills. You answer the phone. Then also you need to know a little bit of secretarial skills, because your boss might call you and ask you to take down notes. And then obviously you need to know a little bit of marketing and sales when you answer the phone and introduce the company to someone. So there, a little bit of all-rounder skills are good. So now the question comes, so what about you? Do you focus on one kick 10,000 times, or do you focus multiplicity of tasks? I think the answer that I can give you is from my example. Now, I'm really good at, means among the skills I have, I'm not saying compared to anybody else, I'm very good at talking, communication, training. So that is one, communication. Number two is I think pretty good and decent at writing also. They equally more or less the same. Number three is, I would say the other skills are reading, research, analyzing. That is the third skill. Number fourth is sales. I'm very good at selling and marketing and creating concepts. Number five can be creativity. Okay. Now, I've given you just say 4-5 skills. Now, obviously, I can't highlight and say that creativity or design, let's say Photoshop, and I'm number one at that. No, I'm not. I can't say social media, I'm number one. No, hardly get any followers. But my core is 3. Communication, analysis, and third one is selling. Those are the 3. And I can say 100, and another one 90, and third one say 180, 60. Fine, whatever. Just giving you a rough figure. So, if I were to focus only on communication, I don't think I can survive, because I have to sell myself, right? So I need other ancillary tasks. So in order to survive, I couldn't focus only on one task or one skill. I focused on 4-5 skills to help me survive. Obviously, I can't focus on 10 different skills. Okay. So I think the first answer that I can give you is focus on a bunch of skills that will help you survive, sustain, and thrive in a competitive world, especially where earning money is concerned and having a life. The second area which I want you to focus on is make sure that you don't focus on specialization to such a level on a particular skill or talent that eventually will have no demand. For example, many times when I check Facebook or Instagram, I see one of these videos of Red Bull breakdance challenge. I seriously want you to Google search, just search on YouTube, breakdance challenge. Oh goodness, the way they dance, flipping and jumping on the hand, one guy just on his hand and twirling around and doing a headstand, and to do what they're doing at the speed that they're doing, I mean, it will take around 10 years, 15 years, very fast. Then sometimes I see gamers, guys who game, the way they play is like, man, how the hell is he even doing it? Like, you should see some of the Japanese, Korean, like you see the way they move their hands on the keyboard and all that, mouse. You think this is impossible, man. Is it like fast forward? But then you realize these guys are dedicated 20 years of their life. And then you see, obviously, bodybuilders with hardly percentage of fat, and they're so huge. But now here's a tragic part. Here's the sad part. After putting all the talent, all the skill, all the time, all the effort on all these areas, what if there is no demand for it? In fact, I'm telling you, I personally don't know what the future of these break dancers would be. These boys who spend 10, some men, even 20 years dancing, just dancing. They are very good at dancing. What is their future? In fact, if you look at MMA, boxing, people who do bodybuilding, the payout is very bad. Exceptionally bad. Exceptionally bad. Huh? I know so many bodybuilders personally who are ready to give half a day of their time just for a bottle of supplement, which hardly costs $20, $30, $50. You begin to think, shish man, you have given 20 years of your life eating, spending so much money, drugs, steroids, food, just for $10, $20. So there you have to be careful. And then the other area where you have to be careful is, let's say you dedicated your whole life to being an SEO expert. Okay, online SEO. But today, if SEO is outdated, you're finished, gone, right? So it's paramount that the skill that you focus on, you also keep in mind that skill may be made redundant very soon, that there'll be no demand for it. That is why so many people who are into IT networking or SEO or even life coach, motivational coach, speaker and all that, you have to have other ancillary skills that support this. And one of the default best skills in the world is the ability to sell and market yourself, network, promote yourself, and, be out there. See, like for example, me, I'm not the wisest or the best or most profound coach or mentor or whatever. But because I'm constantly able to market and sell myself, I'm relevant. I know how to negotiate. I know how to talk to customers. I know how to handle people. So these are the other ancillary skills that have really helped me. Otherwise, I'll tell you, it would be very, very tough. See, I'll tell you, I know personally, there are some people who give incredible words of wisdom. Listening to them, you just feel like listening to them for ages and ages and ages. But then if you see how many people know them, nobody knows them. In fact, just check online how many followers Mr. Beast has. The content that he puts is all gimmicky, but he has 100 million followers. PewDiePie, gamer, 100 million followers. But then check Harvard Business School, or check any motivation, not motivational, check any worthwhile, like for example Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson gives much better advice, and his challenge is much more worth it than PewDiePie or Mr. Beast. But Mr. Beast has 150 or 100 million followers, and each video gets around 10-20 million. Jordan Peterson doesn't have 100 million subscribers. So keep in mind that you can be profound, but you do not know how to sell, market yourself, and remain relevant. Then you will not survive. And that is why so many singers like Sam Smith and Lizzo and all that, they are terrible role models. Terrible. Absolutely unbearable. But people follow them. They can put nonsense on their channel. People like The Rock, he can say anything. People worship him. So, bottom line, if I were to summarize, I would tell you this much. Number one is, don't just specialize in only one thing. Because if that one thing no longer exists, you're finished. Focus on 2-3 things or 4 things. You obviously can't go beyond that. And try to be the best at it, and always study the market changes. Understand that the skill that you have may not be relevant. And keep in mind that, as times are changing, new competitors come, new people come. It becomes harder as technology takes over. Okay? So, not only try to be good at these things, master them, understand them, customize them, and learn how to sell them. Okay? Make it exclusive to you. The second thing is, you have to constantly sharpen your saw. You have to constantly learn new skills and be aware of the market trends. Because if there's a decline in the demand, you should be aware of it. That is why so many people, all of a sudden they wake up after 20 years of working in the same company, 30 years, they lose their job. Oh, now what will I do? Now where will I go? Oh, there is no demand for this position. Oh, they're paying peanut salaries. Yeah, because you are in your comfort zone, no? So then it's too late. Then don't cry about it, right? And last but not the least, I would tell you that be aware of what is happening around the world. Use a little bit of common sense. Analyze, use critical thinking, and understand this much that you, me, all of us, we are disposable. And tomorrow, if we are no longer there, nobody will even bother to remember or recollect. People forget. They have fleeting memory. So if you want to stay relevant, be always at the edge, never be in your comfort zone, and constantly ask yourself, what is it that I can learn, develop, and become better? And that will help you really improve. So I hope these particular traits and this video help you. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions, and feel free to agree, disagree, and share your point of view. Love to hear from you. Having said that, you guys take care. This is me signing off. Alright, ciao.